Well, hello and welcome to our program tonight. So good to have you with us as always. I've got something I've got to do right here. Somebody in the comments last week pointed out my 75-year-old memory. The reason I do these programs, the reason I sing gospel music is in praise of Jesus and to point people toward God and how living on a higher level is the way to go. But in all of my excitement last week when I was telling you about the award from YouTube and the 100,000 subscribers and all that, somebody pointed out that I didn't even thank God. I'm so sorry for that. He's the number. That's the reason we're here. These songs wouldn't even exist had Jesus not come. So, to those of you who caught that, I am so sorry, Lord. I am so sorry. You are you know, I think of you every day. I thank you every day for all of this. And so, my apologies to all of you. My apologies to you, Lord. I'm so thankful for all the blessings you have given us. So, my apology. And I would like to thank the person that pointed that out because that was, it struck me when I realized I had made that up. My daddy was a preacher, and he used to have a sermon he would preach on the sins of commission and the sins of omission. And I don't know so much that it was a sin, but I should, I just feel so bad I did not think about that. But I can also assure you that your 75-year-old brain, when you're sitting here and you're trying to freeform this, when I take my glasses off, I can't see. So if I don't remember it, it doesn't get said. There's no notes or anything to go by. So anyway, I don't want to go on about this, but I am so sorry, Lord. You are my number one goal in all of this. But anyway, let's get to the musical portion of our program tonight. Our first song tonight is a rather happy song. It was written by Josiah Allwood in 1878. Sometimes I'll see a couple of dates, and sometimes I think the difference in the dates might be when it was written and when it was published. So I'm not sure about this being the publishing date or the writing date, but at any rate, he was on one of his trips one night. He had been to Spring Hill, Ohio, and he lived in Morenci, Missouri. He was riding home, probably riding a horse. I doubt he was walking. The circuit riders they'd get from place to place, usually on a horse. But he said he was coming home, and he came upon this nimbus cloud. Now, this is at 1 o'clock at night. I've never seen anything like this. I don't know if you have or not, but he said he came upon this cloud. Apparently, there must have been some kind of moonlight or something for him to be able to see. But he said there was a rainbow in that dark cloud. And he said it was really inspiring because he had never seen it before. And he just couldn't get it off his mind. But he said old Morpheus was calling to him, and that was his metaphor for meaning he was getting real sleepy. So he went home, and he said he just didn't have it in him to fight it that night, but he said he woke up refreshed the next morning, and he just kept seeing this sight in his mind. And he said he sat down, and he had a reed organ that he liked to play. So he sat down, and he said after about an hour and a half, he had the semblance of a song there, but he said it took him about a day and a half to get all 4 verses and everything. But it became that great song that we all love to sing, The Uncloudy Day.
Oh, they tell me of a home far beyond the skies. They tell me of a home far away. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of a home where my friends have gone. They tell me of that land far away, where the tree of life in eternal bloom sheds its fragrance through the unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of the King in his beauty there. They tell me that mine eyes shall behold, where he sits on the throne that is whiter than snow, in the city that is made of gold. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me that he smiles on his children there, and his smile drives their sorrow all away. And they tell me that no tears ever come again in that lovely land of unclouded days. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day.
I'm going to slow things down a bit for you now and do you a song off of my How Beautiful Heaven Must Be album. This song was written in 1973 by a lady named Mary John Wilkin. Mary John had done a lot of work in Nashville and had made quite a bit of money. She was in the publishing business and the songwriting business, and she co-wrote Waterloo with Stonewall Jackson. She co-wrote PT 109, several songs like that, but it had made her a lot of money. And she had a young protege under her wing at the time named Chris Christopherson. She was, I guess she was his first publisher. But anyway, she had gone to, she was just having some business problems. Her business partner had died. She and her husband's marriage was on the rocks. One of her in-laws had just died. I mean, she was just in a state of, she had turned to alcohol and was just really having some problems. So she goes driving up in the yard of her preacher in her Cadillac and her mink coat and all this kind of stuff. And he said he was quite taken. Here comes a lady with problems driving a big car and a mink coat. But anyway, she was telling him all of her problems. She said she got some unusual advice. He said, why don't you just thank God for your problems and the fact that you'll be learning some lessons through this? So she said on the way home, she sat there and while she was driving, said she was just crying, and said this song started coming to her, and said by the time she got home, she was able to sit down and play the first verse, but she just couldn't finish it. So she called Chris Christopherson and told him about it, and he helped her finish the song. So they wound up co-writing the song. But anyway, tonight we're going to do that. It just turned out to be one of the great gospel songs or inspirational songs of all time. In fact, they put it in the top 50 of greatest inspirational songs. Won some awards, and a lot of people have done the song, but we're going to do our version for you tonight, and it's called One Day at a Time.
I'm only human. I'm just a man. Help me believe in what I could be and all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Do you remember when you walked among men? Well, Jesus, you know, if you're looking below, it's worse now than then. Pushing and shoving, crowding my mind. So for my sake, Lord, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time.
This next song I'm going to do was a song that was written by William Hunter in 1838. A fellow by the name of James Vaughan and a fellow by the name of William Miller later on in the century got together and wrote some music and did the arrangement for it, and it was published in 1894. Now, this is another one of those songs that started out as a poem and was sung to many melodies before Vaughan and Miller got hold of it. But anyway, they went on to publish it in 1894, and it just became one of those camp meeting songs that everybody loved to sing. And so I'm going to get Carol and Anita to help me now, and we're going to do I Feel Like Traveling On.
My heavenly home is bright and fair. I feel like traveling on. No pain nor death can enter there. I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is bright and fair. I feel like traveling on. It's glittering tires, the sun outshine. I feel like traveling on. That heavenly mansion shall be mine. I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is bright and fair. I feel like traveling on. Let others seek a home below. I feel like traveling on. Which flames devour or waves o'erflow. I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is bright and fair. I feel like traveling on. The Lord has been so good to me. I feel like traveling on. Until that blessed home I see, I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is bright and fair. I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is bright and fair. I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on.
As most of you know, most of the songs that I do are 100, 150, 200 years old. Well, this next song I'm going to do was written by Squire Parsons in 1973. He actually finished it in 1979 and published it that year, recorded it with the Kingsmen. But I guess because it is a rather young song, 50 years old, it's not found in a lot of hymnals yet, but it eventually probably will be, you know, as they're editing new hymnals and everything. But this song, oh my goodness, I'll get into starting to tell you who all recorded this song, and we could be here a while, but Mark Lowry, T. Graham Brown, Allison Krauss, the Chuck Wagon Gang, Alan Jackson. I mean, do I need to go on? It's just so many people have done this song. So I'm going to do my version of it for you tonight. It's that great Squire Parsons song, Sweet Beulah Land.
I'm kind of homesick for a country to where I've never been before. No sad goodbyes will there be spoken, for time won't matter anymore. Beulah Land I'm longing for, someday on thee I'll stand, and there my home shall be eternal. Beulah Land, sweet Beulah Land. I'm looking now across the river to where my faith will end in sight. A few more days to wait and labor, and then I'll take my heavenly flight. Beulah Land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand, and there my home shall be eternal. Beulah Land, sweet Beulah Land. Beulah Land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand, and there my home shall be eternal. Beulah Land, sweet Beulah Land. Beulah Land, sweet Beulah Land.
We're going to continue on with a song tonight that was written by James Milton Black in 1893. James, in his life, he was a preacher, and he would always go out and visit people, and he would talk to people on the street and what have you. And one day he met this little girl named Bessie, and she was just a young thing, teenager. And she was down and despondent and depressed because she came from a bad background and what have you. But he invited her to church, and she started coming to church. And she was there a good bit of the time. But one night he was calling the roll, and he called her name, and no one answered. And it set him to thinking about what it would be like to be in heaven and your name's called and you're not there. So he inadvertently, though, he found out that she had been sick with pneumonia, and that's the reason she was out. So he went to visit her, and sadly enough, she passed away from the pneumonia. But he went home and wrote this song, "When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there." And they sung it at her funeral. But anyway, I'm going to do our version for you tonight. It's called, "When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there."
When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair, when the saved of earth shall gather over on the other shore, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there. On that bright and cloudless morning when the dead in Christ shall rise and the glory of His resurrection share, when His chosen ones shall gather to their home beyond the skies and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there. Let us labor for the Master from the dawn till setting sun. Let us talk of all His wondrous love and care. Then when all of life is over and our work on earth is done and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Oh, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there.
Right now, I just want to remind you about our website, www.birdyeomans.com. All my CDs are there. My double CDs are there. My songbook's there. There's a couple of specials that we have there. And just want to invite you to come by and take a look at it. If you have any questions, my wife Linda will be glad to help you. Her email address is linda@birdyeomans.com. And thank you so much for being a part of our program. And now we're just going to get you back to the musical portion of the show. This next song I'm going to do for you tonight comes from my Turn Your Radio On album. It was written by a fellow named Luther G. Presley somewhere around the turn of the 20th century, the early 1900s. Been in several hymnals. The Cathedrals did a version, the Hoppers did a version, the Lefevres did a version, Gold City did a version of it, the Inspirations did a version of it. Several people have done this song. And somebody came into my studio and recorded this right about the time I was looking for songs for that third album. And I just love the song. I don't know that I grew up singing it. I just heard it and became familiar with it while we were working on it for her album. But anyway, I'm going to do my version of it for you tonight. And it's called, I'm Getting Ready to Leave This World.
Laying up my treasures in that home above, rusting, fully trusting in the Savior's love, doing what I can for heaven's holy dove. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready for the gates of hell. Keeping my record right, watching both day and night. I'm getting ready to leave this world, to prepare a mansion. Jesus said I'll go. If it were not true, I would have told you so. Just a little while to linger here below. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready for the gates record right. Watching both day and night. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready for the gates of pearl. Keeping my record right. Watching both day and night. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm packing up, getting ready to go, 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 I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready for the gates of pearl. Keeping my record right. Watching both day and night. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready to leave this world.
For our last song, we're going to do you a song that was written by Charles Gabriel in 1890. Charles Gabriel was one of those prolific songwriters. He wrote 7,000 songs in his lifetime, or poems that became songs. He worked for the Rodehaver Publishing Company for many years. He edited over 100 books, wrote 7,000 songs, as I said. And he also wrote this great song that it was a request by somebody that they were raising money in his church for evangelical meetings and stuff like that. And they needed a song with an evangelical bent to it. So he goes home and he writes Send the Light, probably his best song. So we're going to wind up the program tonight with our version of Send the Light.
Restless waves, send the light, send the light. There are souls to rescue, there are souls to save. Send the light, send the light, send the light. The blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. We have heard the Macedonian call today. Send the light, send the light, and a golden offering at the cross we lay. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. Let us pray that grace may everywhere abound. Send the light, send the light, and a Christ-like spirit everywhere be found. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. Not grow weary in the work of love. Send the light, send the light, let us gather jewels for a crown above. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light,
Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight. It's always good. I just can't believe that so many of you take your time out every week and stop by and join in with us. All of us seem to really be enjoying the chat room these days. We're getting to know each other and just people from all over, and everybody's welcome. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are. We're going to sing praises to the deity on this show. And if you want to join in and sing with us, the words are on the screen. But it's always so good to have you with us. But before I go, don't forget our website, birdyeomans.com. All my CDs and the little book is there, and some history and some videos and one thing and another. And if you have any questions about anything, just email my wife, Linda. Her email address is linda@birdyeomans.com. And be kind to each other this week. I love you. I'll see you next Friday night.